patience. My name is Dr. Sandman. Ignore the mess behind me. I'm in the middle of rearranging my room. So yeah, but today, as a lot of you might know, hopefully I upload this in time so it won't be late, but as many of you may already know, today is National Coming Out Day, and I couldn't think of a video topic that would apply to coming out. A video topic that I would have liked to do anyway. So I thought I'd do something more my speed and talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that also encompasses some of the themes for Coming Out Day. So a while ago I posted something on Tumblr that explained that I think I'll try to quote it. It's like, when you're a gay, trans, dysphoric witch and you get worked up at the thought of putting a symbol for the sacred masculine or sacred feminine on your altar. And I spelled altar wrong, but we're not going to talk about that. But, and then I got a lot of positive feedback. I got a lot of people saying, it's okay, and like I'm in the same boat with you, and people giving me these great ideas, and it was amazing. So I thought I'd give you all ideas of LGBTQIA plus representations on your altar, and yeah, I'm very excited. Also, please don't mind the scratch on my face. If you could see it, I'm fine. I just have a cat and he likes to run across my face while I'm sleeping. My first suggestion is to use your pride flag colors. You could do this in a literal sense and put a pride flag as your altar cloth, or you could do it in a more symbolic sense and have candles of the colors of your pride flag, or have anything relating the colors of your pride flag, be it candles, feathers. I work with birds, and I also work with stones and knotting magic, so use stones of your pride flag colors, or use thread or yarn or weaving of your pride flag colors. Another suggestion that works very well is sigils. Everyone uses sigils. They're a great use of magic, and they're so simple. So if you want to look up a sigil for, be it just for a representation of whatever your identity is, then just Google it. There's plenty of them all over the internet, and there's a ton on Tumblr, so they're everywhere, so that's great. And it's just, they're a really good source. And if you want even further things, like if you want sigils that protect you from transphobic, homophobic, acephobic, biphobic, whatever kinds of people, there are sigils for that too, and it's amazing. Sorry if I keep saying how amazing everything is. I'm just really lacking vocabulary today, so yep, hopefully I could fix that. But now I have some more literal, more specific suggestions. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am asexual, or ace of spades, just kidding. But there are several things you could do for that. To put on your altar, you could take ace cards from a regular deck of cards, or from tarot cards, if you're into tarot. I have 3 decks, so yep, that's cool. And another one that I actually created on my own, and something I thought up by myself, is sorry, the house is creaking, is this little doodad. It doesn't even do anything, it's a doodad, what am I saying? But a good representation which I came up with is this. Now, a lot of times cauldrons, chalices, and vases, or vases if you're fancy, are used to symbolize the sacred feminine, but aside from the sacred feminine as a whole, they're used to symbolize wombs. And this, I don't know if you can tell, it's filled with graveyard dirt. So with this symbolizing the womb, graveyard dirt symbolizes many things. sorry, graveyard dirt. Grave dirt, there's a difference between graveyard dirt and grave dirt. This is grave dirt in here. So grave dirt can symbolize many things. It could symbolize death, obviously. It could symbolize resting, the act of resting. It can also symbolize the absence of life. So with me, with my stupid poetic brain, I thought, okay, this is the womb, and within it is the absence of life. And to me, that symbolizes asexuality. This is considering, even though I am transmasculine, and even though I am polygender, I still have a womb, unfortunately. So this symbolizes the absence of life. And I know, like, this, it's weird because, like, obviously you could still have the absence of life within a womb without being asexual, but to me this is like a very literal concept. So yeah, there's that. For trans people, there are a couple things you could do. If you're transmasculine, like I am, sorry if I keep pausing, it's just the house shakes, I think somebody's walking, so I don't want them to hear me talking. But so if you're transmasculine, like I am, there are several things you could do. One of them is, well, we all know how there are, especially in Wiccan traditions, it's very common for people to have symbols of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine, feminine, and it could be very transphobic with the way that they look at them, because, like, oh, every symbol of the sacred masculine is a symbol for a dick, and every symbol for the sacred feminine is a symbol for a womb. Very transphobic in my eyes. So if you're looking for a literal term for that, and if you're looking for a literal representation and you're doing something for transmasculine, one thing you can do is you could take something, anything you want, and repurpose it as a wand or an athame. For example, I have 3 athames. I'll show you. This is my first athame. It's I just use it for working, and that is its purpose. Its intended purpose is an athame, but you could take other things that aren't intended to be athames and repurpose them. For example, I have 3 athames, and 2 of them were not intended to be athames. They are both originally letter openers. This, as you can see, there's like a little notch right there, and I ignore that. So that is now an athame, and that's one of my 2 representations for the sacred trans masculine on my altar. And then this is also supposed to be a letter opener, but now it's an athame because take that. And I bought this from a pagan shop. My mother gave this to me when I was young because, yeah, that's a great idea, giving that to a kid. And this I got from an antique festival. So another thing that you could do if you're trans is you could do the same thing for trans feminine if you're trans feminine. So take like a mug, like a souvenir mug or something, and purpose that as a chalice or like an offering dish. I think that's a cool idea, personally. Now for people who identify as homosexual, bisexual, pansexual, all the different sexuals that are part of the LGBT plus community. Something that you can do if you are male in a relationship with another male is you could take 2 of your athames and cross them. That's a very popular thing that I see people doing. And another thing that they do, which I do, because I am an angelo-romantic, polygender, transmasculine, so many titles, but something that I do is I cross them, and I have a stone that's carved into a shape of a heart laying beneath it. And mine is turquoise, but it's over there on my altar, so I'm not gonna go and get that. Now, I don't know of a lot of representations for women relationships, but something that I saw on Tumblr, so I'm sorry if I can't remember the person who originally posted this, so if you see them, let me know and I will credit them in the description, but they said that a representation they have for their altar for women in relationships with other women is hourglasses. And if you don't have money for a big fancy hourglass, I don't know if you have these, but I know my family has a ton. We have old board games and old dice games that already have a tiny little hourglass in them, so that's a pretty cheap alternative. Sorry, the setting has changed and I'm filming this after I filmed everything else because I'm a moron and I've forgotten everything. But another representation you could use if you're androgynous or if you are non-binary, gender fluid, agender, all those things, is flat surfaces. I see that used all the time on the interwebs. So flat surfaces, be it an offering dish, a chart of some sort, anything like that, that you could use those as for a symbol of the mixture of genders, as well as the absence of the binary genders. So, and yeah, like I said, why do I even have these in? I'm not even listening to anything. These aren't even connected. But yeah, just be creative, do whatever you want, just shoot. And that's the other thing, you don't have to use things that are ancient or like antiquated in order to involve them in your craft. If you want to use a lipstick tube to symbolize your sexuality or like whatever you want, do that. You just have fun with it. Your altar is your space, do whatever you want with it. So it doesn't have to be like these ancient tools or like these tools that are commonly used. Like mix it up, have fun with it. Like if it makes sense to you, then use it. So yeah. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or if there's something that you use that you want to share with the class, make sure to leave a comment below telling us like your ideas of LGBT plus representations that you could put on your altar. I'm sure I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Other things that you can do is you don't need any specific ideas. If something represents your identity to you, no matter what the identity is or what that object is, put it on your altar. If it makes sense to you, then use it. Just be creative and have fun with it. And yeah, if you have anything that represents you personally, be it part of your identity or you as a whole, or if you have something representing any of these identities as a whole, but it's not talked about in this video or you don't see it used everywhere, who cares? Like, get creative. You do you, boo. That's what you're supposed to do. You, boo. And just do whatever you want. Like, your altar space is your sacred space. It's your holy space. You do whatever you want with it. You do whatever makes you comfortable. If there's something on it that makes you uncomfortable, take it off. No, there's no one there holding a gun to your head saying that you have to do it. There are no strict rules. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something. And thank you so much for watching. I will leave a link to all my social media down below, and I will also add a link to my witchcraft Tumblr in case you're interested. And happy National Coming Out Day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.